Hey, everybody, this is Derek, and with me today is the only man to give himself an Oscar award for his acting. He got the award for Best Shoulder Crying Scene, and he wasn't even leaning on anybody because he only had himself. Carl Mandrioli.
That's not that far from the truth, actually. So
It's
yeah,
not.
leaning
really
on
not.
myself. I don't have anybody to lean on. Thank you for that. That's very sad and depressing.
Yeah.
With me today is Derek Somerville. He's a man that thinks that Elks don't want to be a famous movie star because they'd rather be anonymous.
Oh, that's just, I feel like you were in bed reaching
Yeah.
for that one. And
Yeah.
it just, that's what came out.
Yeah, probably.
Reaching.
Probably reaching.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay. So we've got like this is a I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna go, but we've got movie characters that everybody out there, all of our fellow adventurers have probably backpacked with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your list
Mm.
like are you just making up junk, or is this like people that you have backpacked with, you've applied them to kind of like existing movie characters so that it's, you know, applicable, I guess?
I want to say yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident I've been around. Not all of these are on our trips, but I've been around. I want to say all these people to some degree. To some degree.
To some degree, yeah. Mine are pretty like I mean, you're on my list. I've got a movie star that represents you.
Yeah.
I think I've got one for me too, actually.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Darth Vader? Is it Darth Vader?
Probably.
No. Okay. All right. Well, this would be interesting. I don't know how are you like, do you have like askew characters like, you know, what's eating Gilbert Grape or like, you know, random things like that? Or what are we talking? These like people we're gonna know, you know, like
you know? That is okay.
I don't want like backup characters of some B movie. I want people I know, you know.
That's funny. I think all my characters, I think they're pretty recognizable, to be honest. We'll see.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Am I like Johnny? Am I Johnny from Karate Kid? Like, who am I?
I mean, he's very recognizable at this point, right? Like the new Karate Kid stuff is
huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Cobra Kai. Yeah, it's big time.
Cobra Kai never die. Never die.
That's right. That's right. So I've got some good ones. This is, you know, basically like a character. I don't know. We've done like personality test episodes in the past, and at least for mine, I have, you know, some of the good things about the people, some of the things that might be challenging about the people, maybe how to handle them. Have you analyzed your characters to that extent?
Well, maybe not as I don't know. We'll see. I think so.
I'm gonna say no. Based on that response, no is
you have your own weird way of, you know, grading and categorizing things, but let's just do it. You'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, I got a Bible verse for the episode. Proverbs 25:27. It is not good to eat much honey, nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory. Okay. So we're talking about famous characters today, but we're not famous, and we're not seeking our own glory as evidenced by all of our backpacking blunders, clearly. But was there a time that you wanted to be famous, Derek?
Was I famous, Carl? No, I don't.
What did you want to be famous?
I think there was a time. You know, I was in the band traveling around. You want that, or I was, you know, professional actor working, and you want to be, you know, picked up for that big movie. But it's so tough. It's like, you know, it's ridiculous, but it's fun to still do it. So I mean,
when you were filming as an actor, when you were filming instructional videos for Taco Bell, were you like, ooh, I'm close here?
No, definitely not. No, those were not the days of that. No.
Do they still use those videos like for training, do you think?
I think they do for like corporate stuff. Like
they still use them that's like 20 years old.
It's more, like, probably, yeah, but look, when you do like driver's ed training, I asked my family members who are that young, they're doing driver's training. I was like, do they show you guys red asphalt still? And they're like, oh yeah, I see that still. Wow. Yeah. So they still, you know, 1980s are powerful time. Whatever.
They were powerful time. Okay. All right. So the criteria was you had to pick 4 characters from 4 different movies. You had to have a variety of folks. So go for it, man. Who do you got first?
All right. You want me to go first? All right.
Yeah.
My first one is Jack Sparrow. This is, oh, wait, you know what we should do? I should have done this. I'm going to do this on the rest of them. Maybe I'll describe the character first and you see if you can guess who it is. I should have probably Let's do that.
Yeah.
But this one, Jack Sparrow. This is, to me, this was like a person I was on the trip with that quirky, entertaining.
Okay.
But at the same time, they're enjoyable to be around, but they're also very like unpredictable. They don't really maybe plan that well. You don't really know what they may or may not do.
Right. Is this Rocky you're talking about here?
I'm not going to name it. I'm not going to put a name to it.
Well, I think if it's a negative thing, we shouldn't put names to it. But if it's somebody that's like, that's kind of
No.
you kind of had a positive spin there. That's fine.
No, it's not Rocky. No. Rocky's, I don't have a Rocky on my list.
He's
actually.
unpredictable.
He is unpredictable for sure, but he's quirky and entertaining, but he doesn't plan well. So maybe he is Jack Sparrow, but he's not like I think with Rocky, like you also, the difference between this and Rocky is Rocky, you kind of know you can depend on Rocky to like do the trip. He's going to be a helper.
Make it.
He's going to make it, right? I think with this character, you're like, you're fun to be around. You're great. I don't know if you're going to make it though. Like, is this going to happen or not? Like, so I think you're kind of worried a little bit too, because then maybe they didn't plan their gear well. Maybe they didn't plan their situation well.
So you wouldn't, based on that definition, you would not want to invite a Jack Sparrow on the trip, right?
Oh, maybe on like a short trip. But
it just seems risky, right? Like it's gonna be fun. You're gonna have some unpredictability, some craziness, and we all like that on trips. At least you and I do.
Well, but I'll say this. Like, I feel like my Death March trip, I could have been this Jack Sparrow. Like, maybe I was fun and fun. Maybe fun to be around, but like unpredictable. Because like here I am on the trailhead, and you're like, whoa, this guy's got a flannel sleeping bag, and he's got 3 pairs of shoes, and oh wow, this is gonna be a risk. So
yeah. I don't know. Like you were kind of whining the whole time about how hard it was. Were you really fun to be around on that trip? Let's be honest.
Was I? I don't know.
You were.
Maybe after the peak, my shins were they were hurting pretty bad. I was like, where's the car?
Like full disclosure, if you're talking about somebody who you're not totally sure if they're going to make it or not, I'm not inviting that person. I want somebody who's going to make it. Or I'll have a plan where I'm like, okay, somebody else invited this person. I don't think they're gonna make it. I'm gonna have a backup plan for how they can have some sort of an escape trail down to the different trailhead or something. So Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow. Nice. All right. Nice. So describe your first character. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Okay. So this one, young, immature, unprepared, needs to grow up, needs to go on an adventure. And was left alone for a period of time to make that happen.
Frodo Baggins. There it is.
Left alone? Frodo Baggins?
Oh, well, that's true. It's Samwise.
Yeah. Left alone at a young age. Very young age.
Yeah, I don't know. Give me a hint.
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Classic? Is it a classic or a new one? It's a classic. Is it? Classic. It's not from A Christmas Story?
No, people at this point I think have figured it out, and they're just like, "How does Derek not know this?"
I don't know.
That's okay.
Just tell me.
It's Kevin from Home Alone.
Oh, Kevin from Home Alone. Jeez, I forgot about that movie.
So this is typically like a success story in backpacking, where it's just somebody who just needs to go, needs to kind of fall in line, needs to tough it out, but has the ability to do so. Like has that in him or her to rise up to the challenge.
Need to be pushed. They need to be pushed.
I think this is you, Derek. I think you're Kevin from Home Alone.
I'm Kevin from Home Alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think that you have I don't think you're grown up Kevin now. I think that you're still Kevin because you still need to have that hard trip every once in a while.
Are you going to call me a phlegmwad like his older stepbrother did?
I'm not a big fan of that character, to be honest. I think it's a kind of a fake character. Yeah,
nobody is. Right. I thought that word was the coolest word ever when I heard it, though.
I don't remember that part, but
I don't remember why.
That's okay. Yeah. I think that I don't know, maybe not just on backpacking trips, maybe in life. You need to be a little push, you need a little challenge, and you're somebody who rises up, though. You're not somebody who shrinks. You rise up to the challenge. Correct.
I need to be pushed to get out of my comfort zone. Okay.
Right. But we all have friends that way that are just like sitting on the couch. Maybe we've invited them on multiple trips. We know that it's in them, but sometimes you can get them on the trip and sometimes you can't. I've got that guy who I've invited a million times on trips, and I just cannot get this guy off the couch. But I think once he goes, he's going to be hooked. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah. All right. Who else you got?
Next one is this is a character who's very nervous. Okay. Maybe showing signs of like insecurity, and as such they're gonna just talk your ear off, and they're gonna not.
Wait, this is me.
This is sometimes you. I think okay. No, but they I think because they're feeling, I don't want to say inadequate, but maybe they're feeling like they can't do whatever they're supposed to do. They're gonna talk as a result of that, so it becomes like an annoying thing almost sometimes.
So they're talking, their conversation, it's not really even conversation. They're just talking to your ear off. It's one-way conversation.
Maybe one way, maybe they're spouting facts at you. Maybe they're just ranting.
Okay.
They're not really listening, and There we go.
I don't think I've had this person on the trip. I'm trying to think if this is somebody that I've been with before. That's interesting. Who's talking nonsense? I don't know who this character is. Who do you got?
This was a character from that bachelor trip I went on. I think it's more like a C3PO. He's kind of jittery, like, let's talk about, well, what do we need to do? Like, we do that? We do there? You know, when I did that, I had that. And, it's just kind of.
That's a good description of the character. I love that.
It's kind of like, all right, take a breath and relax. So
right. Oh my gosh.
It just creates anxiety for the trip. Yeah. For the trip. It's I don't know. So I would
never
the
person where I'm generating the conversation for them, where I'm asking the questions and they're talking in a one-way direction. I've had the person who's talking at me, but not because they're nervous. That's just who they are.
That's who they are. Yeah. So if we had I don't think, and this was a trip where I didn't get to choose or have a say in who came. So I don't think we'd ever pick a character like this. Like, oh, this person is just full of anxiety. And that wouldn't be even on our radar. I don't think so.
Right. The guy that I'm thinking of actually was kind of a friend of a friend. I invited him a few times and then I stopped.
It's just cold turkey.
I was like, yeah. I mean, part of it too is like I'm looking for like reciprocation in terms of trying to stay connected with friendships and that kind of thing. And anyway, it just doesn't always work out that way. But that's a good one. No. C3PO, I like that one.
C3PO. Nice. All right.
Nice. Okay.
What do you got?
I've got somebody who might be a leader, like typically in life.
Okay.
In their world, in their job, in their life, they're a leader, but they're not experienced in this new setting. And so they still kind of want to be the leader because that's just what they're typically used to. But because they're not experienced, maybe they didn't plan the trip. They're just kind of like they have to take a back seat, but they're just struggling with it because they're such a leader. And so at any point, they have the ability to rise up to try to usurp power from the trip planner and wreck the trip.
Usurp. There's the word, usurp.
Okay, this is somebody who can just wreck the trip. They can just wreck the group.
All of these are me? Are all your characters me? Is that what you're saying?
This is not you. If you're talking about the mutiny trip, you were chiming in, but you weren't the lead voice on that one by any stretch.
I'll say, okay, is it like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
I don't even know. Like I think I've seen that just like haphazardly with my kids around, but I couldn't tell you which character that was.
I don't either.
This is somebody that's like in the movie, they set out with a group on a trip, on a backpacking trip, and because of them, like their group fell apart. They kind of wrecked the trip in one way or another. Yeah.
I don't know. Who is it?
It's Boromir from Lord of the Rings.
Boromir. How did I know there'd be a Lord of the Rings reference?
Yeah, well, I figured you got one too. So Boromir was somebody who was tempted by the ring and decided he wanted to take matters into his own hands, and that temptation overcame him. He was definitely a leader of Gondor, but he was not a leader of the group. That was very clear. Right?
The potential could have been there, but he got led astray.
We've had two Boromirs on our trip, and at the same time, actually.
Same trip.
Same time. We've had Boromirs over the years where they've just been one along, but this is the Boromirs are not invited anymore on our upcoming July extravaganzas. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right. I want to see if you would invite this character on your trip. This is a character who is extremely smart. Maybe they're not funny or witty, but they're smart, knowledgeable, to the point where it becomes like annoying, where I'm going to be like, well, actually, what you'd want to do is, you'd want to use this type of pillow or this type of trekking pole, or this is why you'd want it. They're just too smart for their own good. And I think they aren't aware that it becomes like a detriment to, and I think it can become something where they become isolated because nobody really wants to
be corrected,
or just hear the, all that stuff. So,
well, actually, if you really want to know,
cringes down the spine.
I've actually been on multiple trips with these people. I've actually run into people like this on the trail where we're just having like a quick conversation, and they've corrected me multiple times. I'm like, get out of here.
Well, those trail running shoes. Yeah. You don't want to do that. The tread on those. Yeah.
Well, actually, there's a character in The Office, Oscar, who behaves that way, but that's not a movie, so it can't be him.
No,
This could be a lot of people. Who are you thinking?
no. I think I'm gonna get some flack for this, but I'm not a Trekkie. But
Okay.
it reminded me of Spock a little bit, where Spock is like very knowledgeable, and he's just spouting off all this like
Yeah.
really wise stuff. But you're like, dude, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Well, you know what?
yeah.
You know what? Honestly, the reaction you're gonna get is gonna be that exact thing you're describing. Well, Derek, actually, in episode 35, Spock
Right.
behaved in a very different way. And they are just going to be playing out the exact character you're describing.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what? That will prove my point. That will prove my point. That's funny. That's awesome.
Oh man, I don't think we have that person in our current group, but I
No,
have been on trips in the
no.
last few years with that person, 100%.
I feel like there's been moments where that character comes out in people, but that's not like who they are. But they have these little moments. Like if you're on the trail and you're talking for like an hour or like it's a while, and you hit like a hot topic that they're really passionate about, maybe that character can come out a little bit. So,
but that's, but if it's like their thing and they come out with well, actually, I think it's totally fine. It's more the unsolicited, well, actually, nonstop.
True.
Right?
Yeah. That's very true.
And so we've had this person, I think, yeah, I don't want to say on which trip, but we've had this person before. I think both of us have had this person on a trip together not that long ago. And I kind of lean into it a little bit. If they do know more than me, I'm happy to take their knowledge, but it doesn't mean I want to invite them on another trip, right?
You're like, let me just soak it up as much as I can because I'm not going to be doing it next time.
Yeah, I just like, you might be smart. You might actually know more about, backpacking gear or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn from you.
So you're just going to try to tolerate it for that trip.
I'm going to soak it up, man. I'm going to be like, you know more than me. I'm going to learn from you.
You're better at that than me. You're definitely better at that than me because I see you playing that card so much better than me. Like, oh yeah, tell me more about it. I just want to know everything about it. And I can't.
Not that. I won't do that because that's too much. What I'll do is if I have a question or if I am curious about something, I might ask them as like kind of the quote unquote expert. But if they're constantly doing that, then I'm not going to invite them again.
What if it turns away from backpacking? Does it get difficult then? Is it like religion,
like they're talking about life,
politics,
they're giving me unsolicited advice?
Yeah, and you're like, if it's backpacking, I can deal with it. If it's life, politics, religion, something like, hot topic, yikes.
You're kind of I don't know, speaking into my life right now, man, because I've had that recently where I've had some folks speak into my life thinking they know what I've got going on like privately, and they don't, and they're like, well, actually, you need to do this, this, this. And you have no idea what I am doing and what I'm not doing. And so I try. Yeah, I've had to. Yeah, I can't handle it. You're right.
You know what?
So,
you know what?
they're well-meaning. They're typically well-meaning, but it's like you have to be careful giving unsolicited advice. We don't have the full scope of things.
Well, we're gonna live long and prosper. I don't know about them.
I think you kind of just hit a nerve with me on that one. I started having I started getting riled up a little bit. I was like, yeah.
Let's change the topic. What's your next one? Let's change the topic.
This is somebody, I don't know that I have a whole lot of like character development here, but this is somebody that always has to have the map. And the map itself like has a song about itself in this movie /
has a song about
cartoon. Yeah.
Movie / cartoon about a map.
Yeah. It's like the movie made inspired by like a kid's cartoon from, I don't know, like our kids like age and maybe a little bit before.
I was gonna say Goonies, but no, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good one. A map
Dora
song?
the Explorer.
Oh, wow.
Dora.
So you've watched this
with kids? Yeah, not by myself. Well, sometimes by myself. Let's be honest.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, I kind of want to see I want to find out where all these like archaeological things are. Yeah, like Spanish.
Yeah, can you? Yeah, double multitask. I like that. It's good.
Right. So
Dora the Explorer. Has to have a map.
Yeah, the fake rhyme.
Okay.
So the person that always has to have the map doesn't share the map. I'm that person, man.
Well, I mean, that's why I bring my own map usually.
Yeah, and that's what I've encouraged. Is like, you know what, people, I'm not mindful of like, here's where we are on the map. Take a look. Get your own app, get your own map. And it was hard for me last year when we did our July trip. That's the one they didn't make.
I remember you were telling me that because
I didn't have a map because we changed the trip last minute, and I couldn't like order one, and then the local area didn't have that zone around Mount St. Helens.
And you had that issue. You had that issue of like, well, we should go this way. Well, my GPS says we should go this way.
Right, which ties into my last character, but I was struggling. I was like, I feel a little bit, kind of fish out of water. So. Yeah. Always have to have the map. And you're kind of, so you're saying you're that way too?
Do I have to have the map? I
Yeah.
mean, I feel comfortable. I feel like if something happened and I got, it's like that last safety net. And like I have
Yeah.
the map. I know if something happens, I can at least know where I am and figure out how to get out of here.
Okay,
But
let's say we got a trip and you don't like it. Same kind of scenario where whatever for whatever reason you don't have a map and you're kind of relying on others. Are you comfortable with that, or is it kind of annoying?
I'd say my comfortability drops for sure.
Okay.
Not maybe not a ton, depending on who's like how many GPSs do we have? Like who's looking at these GPSs? Can we like all work together with the GPS? Can we like coordinate? Then I'd feel probably fine. I'd be all right.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
all right, fair enough. So take your map out of your backpack. Will make you only slightly uncomfortable.
yeah, slightly.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Assuming we have competent GPS people.
We don't. We'll talk about that in my next one. But
all right,
last one, what you got?
Last one. I'm just gonna give you this. They don't talk hardly at all. But this character
Okay.
is somebody who. Well, I'll just.
I already know who you're referring to on our backpacking trips.
Is this an older trip or a younger, like
an older trip?
Okay. Do you know what character? Maybe
they just or.
It's Groot. I'm Groot. I'm Groot. I'm Groot.
Give me more.
Because I'm like, you're just kind of like recycling what you keep saying, and you're not saying much, and so it's like you're left like having to generate the same, like all these conversational topics, and it just gets, and they're giving you just like this is my basic answer. Yep, I went there. Yeah, fine.
Maybe I don't know what you're talking about. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
I know we've had some folks that are more on the quiet side, and that, like I said, you have to kind of generate the conversation through questions. I'm going to say that's not one of your skills. Am I correct in that?
What, generating conversational topics?
Yeah, through questions. Like you're meeting people, you don't know them that well.
I think it depends on my mood, to be honest with you. Like if I'm in a mood to do that, I'll do that. Like I did it. I can think on I don't want to say what trip because it'll say too much, but yeah, there was a trip we both went on in the past few years where I had to do that multiple times, and it worked out fine. But I think in general, no.
Okay.
That's
I'm thinking specifically of the car ride to Canyonlands last year, where we had two other introverts, like by definition, in the car, very friendly guys. They were not generating any conversation. Neither were you. Like you weren't even talking to me. I was generating the conversation for whatever it was, 6 or 7 hours. I'm trying to make it fun for everybody. And you're just like mildly amused, probably contributing more to like the conversational detriment.
Wasn't I navigating? Did I not want to get lost? Was that what it? No.
Good try.
I don't know. I think at some point, this is maybe I definitely should have made more of an effort, but I think what some of the problem is sometimes is like you have two people who are like that and they just don't want to generate anything. And after a certain point, I'm just like, you know what? You don't want to talk? Then
that's fine. You talk to me at least, though.
But I should have talked to you.
Friends.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, man, Derek's not even responding to me. Like he's like mildly amused.
But I think part of that issue too was, to my defense, not that I had much of one, but I think the only thing I would defend in that is usually with you and me, I think there were probably topics that I would want to talk about with you, because we could talk the whole 6 hours. I would want to talk with you, but then we're not. I'm like, I don't want to get into this topic. You don't want
to. Yeah, that's fair.
Let's not go down the family route, though. I don't want to do all that stuff, So
that's true.
It kind of really handcuffed me.
Well, okay. So in retrospect, we probably should have pulled over and just like let him get out.
Yeah, let him get out.
Yeah, Uber the rest of the way.
Yeah, when your friend's like, "Hey, let's just do a drive me and you." I mean, there's a reason for that. But no,
okay. I'll take half credit for that because we should have set up a driver just you and me. But I don't know. That's not who I am. I try to.
They were great guys, no doubt.
Oh yeah, great guys. Yeah.
But overall, yeah, it was more challenging for sure.
For sure. So all right, my last one is a character who gets lost so easily that they get lost in their own museum. Yeah. Museum. I think it's the end of the movie. Like the line is, "Follow me, I know the way." And the two other characters look at each other. One guy says, "He got lost in his own museum, huh?" That's like the end of the movie. Yeah.
I don't even. know what movie this is. It's not Night at the Museum, obviously.
That's a good try.
I don't even know. Have I seen this movie?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen Dora, so I don't know. Is this is it Pan's Labyrinth? Like, what are we talking about? Maze Runner?
It's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Marcus Brody is the character.
Oh yeah,
Marcus
okay.
Brody. So
I'd have to rewatch that.
So we have a couple characters of the years that can get lost in their own museum, so to speak.
Mm.
One of the guys has gotten way better, way better, but still almost got us lost on last year's trip, kind of following the app. So not 100%, but way better.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Improvement.
So, people that get lost where, I've been tempted at times for people that are oversleeping, just be like, you know what, just meet us at the next junction, meet us for lunch at such and such lake, whatever. But we can't because they might go the wrong way. Right?
Yeah, that's a risk.
It is a risk. So there you go. 8 movie characters that.
Who are you? Do you resonate with any? Have you resonated with any on the trail?
Right. Did you have a female movie character? I said you got to mix it up, right?
Groot's a guy. Is Groot a guy? Yeah, Groot's a guy. Okay. Oh, yeah, Dora. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did not listen. Follow directions.
All right, way to engage our female listeners.
Maybe my fifth one is in the outro. So wait and find out.
Maybe it is now. Quick, let me think of it so that I can have it in the outro.
Maybe I have it written down right here.
The outro is Derek's nonsense to the end, for those of you who don't know vocabulary. So, all right, my friend. Well, I don't know if there's much learning going on from that experience, but we've certainly learned from our experiences there.
Learn who to take and not take on your trip.
Yeah. So what's your reaction? Are there other movie characters you've experienced, maybe people that we should watch out for? Please let us know. Please react either in the YouTube comments below or, of course, on our social media at Backpacking Versus Podcast, on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Yep. So here we go. We got movie character trivia coming up right after this.
Yes.
All right. So I've got 3 questions for you. You're already losing. And I think I've done more trivias than you, so that, like, you just, by default, you have to lose. But just the way that the episodes have shaken out, this is just how it's going. So, but I think these are easy, man. I think these are easy.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Especially the first one. All right. So
I don't know if I'm feeling it tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'm looking for, I guess, either the character or the name of the movie. I'll take either one for these. Okay.
Character or movie.
Yeah. Okay. None of these are multiple choice.
Oh, great.
Well, because if they are, it's like a giveaway. Like, you could just kind of match them up. So,
all right. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm giving you, like some pretty good details, especially number 1.
So no hints, like after the question. Okay. I'll just have to go for it.
I mean, like, if you can't get number 1, I don't know what else to tell you.
Great. Okay.
Okay. Right. Number 1, Will Ferrell goes to New York City and eats already chewed gum stuck to a railing.
Elf
is correct. Yes.
Elf.
Yes. That's a great scene right there. And I don't think that was pre-planned. I feel like that was like truly already chewed gum. A lot of those like New York scenes were just like, those are just people legitimately walking in New York. It wasn't, it wasn't like, I don't know. There's one scene where like he's walking and he's like Santa, and it's some guy dressed in red. That was just like a dude walking around. It wasn't an actor.
Did they really just improv that? They didn't.
Yeah.
They just, No, that's so funny.
I know. It was hilarious.
I could see him getting kicks out of that for fun.
For sure. All right. Number 2, this bug themed character was under house arrest for an entire movie.
Bug themed character?
Yeah. Or at least he was supposed to be.
This isn't a TV show?
It's called Movie Character Trivia, Derek. So
I'm just making sure you're following the rules.
I'm following the rules.
Bug themed.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's not like Ant-Man or something?
Ant-Man is correct.
Hey-o.
Ant-Man. All right.
Was he on house arrest? Was he house arrest?
It was Ant-Man and the Wasp was the movie, and he was under house arrest, and he kind of snuck out. And
why was he on house arrest? I don't remember that movie. I gotta rewatch it. The new one's coming out next year.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is stinking hilarious, man. That movie.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, there's some great lines in that movie.
Are you ready for Ant-Man 3's coming out?
I think that character's funny, man. So I'm ready. Right. I'm mentally prepared. Thanks for asking. Good. All right, number 3, you already passed. Here we go. Whew. This is a Disney movie. All right, name the Disney movie.
Okay.
And by the way, this movie has actually been referenced on our podcast before, but it's been a while. A woman breaks into a house owned by a bunch of guys and sleeps there.
My daughter was just watching this the other day. Actually, was it today? It was today. Snow White.
Snow White. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Remember
yeah,
when you
baby.
nicknamed yourself Bro White?
Bro White.
Yeah,
That's right.
back in that didn't stick, but it was funny still.
It should have. Should have.
Should have stuck. Yeah. You can break down a lot of Disney movies and they sound absolutely absurd.
Oh, man. Some
Yeah.
of them are. Defiant
Well,
teen goes for a swim, you know, like
wait,
almost
what'd you
kills.
say?
Defiant teen goes for a swim and almost kills her entire family.
Defiant teen goes for a swim and go
Come
like
on.
her family?
Almost destroys her entire. Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay, who's this? What? Okay, you got me.
well, maybe not her whole family. Like a majority of puts her family in danger. I'll just say
Okay,
that.
gotcha. I'm still at a loss. Oh,
The
is
little-
it like Mermaid?
The Little Mermaid. The Little
Okay,
Mermaid.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
that movie actually.
I mean, she's adventurous, but she's
Yeah.
kind of like, let's go, get it together, girl. Let's stop
Yeah.
disobeying everybody.
A
So
monster is mean to a girl and then is nice to her and then dances.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, a piece of wood goes on an adventure.
Groot. I don't know.
Pinocchio.
No, a piece of wood.
You can simplify it.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
so
magical.
easily.
That is magical.
It is magical. Okay, so I got a couple tidbits here. Let's see. Actually, I have these in the wrong spot. Let me scroll. Okay. First one is we are on a quest for 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Even if you're just listening to us on the audio, if you could just go on YouTube and subscribe to us just to humor us, that'd be amazing. That's our goal.
Just do it.
We want to do a live stream episode where we can just kind of, have comments. We can just field comments as Derek is kind of spewing out his nonsense. And I think once we hit the 1K mark, we'll do that. Are you up for that?
Yeah, I'm up for that. I was hoping maybe we could do the same when you're, kind of grading everybody on something.
I would grade their comments while they submit them, live comments.
And then I'll spew about how ridiculous it is. That sounds good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're on YouTube. And if you're already on YouTube, if you're watching us right now, we'd appreciate a subscribe, please. And thank you. We'd be honored.
Right.
We got our Patreon bonus episode. The most recent one was co-hosted by Rocky. He talks about our latest Patreon trips. We got spots open still. It's not too late to join the Patreon family and get in on some of these trips. So
that's good. That's good.
That's all I got.
That's good. Check out the social media handles, guys. Backpacking and Blisters podcast. We will see you next time. Remember, guys, if you want to be a movie star and be in the movies and be one of these characters, go on a trip with us and we will find that character for you. Adios.